So good morning, everyone. Is I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for confirmation.
I request the participants to mute yourself. Good morning, Pradeep sir.
So good morning, very good morning.
I am making you as a presenter. Is it okay, sir?
No, I'm not able to share my screen.
Everyone is requested to mute themselves.
Still, I'm not presenter. No, I'm not able to share my screen. Could you please make me as a presenter?
Pardon me, sir. Can you repeat once again?
Still, I'm not able to share my screen. Could you please make me as a presenter?
Yeah. I'll connect it once again.
Yeah, please. Yes, so now I'm able to share my screen.
That's fine, sir.
Yep. Hope everyone's seeing my screen, right?
Yes, we can see, sir. Yes.
Yep. So, right. Okay, so let me introduce myself. So Pradeep Bhattiti here. So I had 7 years of IT experience in Salesforce application development.
Sorry to carry on, sir. Carry on, sir.
Yeah. I had 7 years of experience in Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Community Cloud. So with both classic and with Lightning experience. Uh, so just it's a little introduction about myself. Right, I'm
This
very
conference
happy
will
and
now
glad
be
to be
recorded.
so part of this. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I can. Right. Okay. Let me. So let me take. Hope every. I know everyone had any. So basics on. So what is a cloud computing, right? Okay. So this Salesforce. Okay. So Salesforce. Okay. So not a Salesforce. It's Salesforce.com. Okay. Salesforce.com is it's in a cloud computing technology. Okay, so it's in a leading cloud computing technology in industry now. So let me say, okay, what is the Salesforce.com? Okay, so we'll try to take everything in practical, everything in practical only. Okay, so you have, so if okay, right, okay, Salesforce.com is in a public cloud, so where we can provide. So where we can provide CRM over the internet. So this is a general definition of a Salesforce.com. Okay, Salesforce.com is a cloud computing technology. But if I talk about the definition of a Salesforce.com, Salesforce.com is in a public cloud where we can provide CRM over the internet. Okay, I'll conclude this definition later. So apart from this, the Salesforce.com is in a subscription-based service. So as I'm saying, it is in a subscription-based service. It is like paying and using only, right? So as we are paying, so they need to provide some services. Okay. So what are the services they provide? Means they provide infrastructure as service, platform as service, and a software as service. So as we are paying, okay. So they provide these services to us. Okay, infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. So what do you mean by infrastructure as service means? So there is no need to have any infrastructure at our side. So here I don't mean it as a laptops, the database servers. Okay, so there is no need to have any database servers at our side. So as we are paying, so they provide it as a service to us, and it is infrastructure as service. Okay, and okay, so and what is in a platform as service means? So here I would like to compare with a Java programming. Okay, so what is in a platform of Java? So we need to have a JVM, right? So until and unless you install this JVM in your local machine, so you cannot work with a Java programs. Okay, you cannot work with a Java programs. Whereas in case of a Salesforce, okay, Salesforce.com. Okay, so what is a platform we use means we use in a Force.com platform. So what is a platform of Salesforce.com? The Force.com is in a platform. So there is no need to install this Force.com platform in our local machine. So without installing this Force.com platform also, so we can work with a Salesforce programming. We can work with a Salesforce programming. So that is an Apex program. We can write this Apex programs. So because so as we are paying, so they provide it as a service to us, and this service is called as a platform as service. Okay, so no need to install this platform. Whereas in case of Java, so in order to run any Java programs or in order to write any Java programs, so until and unless you install the platform called as JVM, you cannot work with the Java programming. Whereas in case of Salesforce, there is no need to install any platform without installing. Okay, so we can so we can work with a Salesforce programming. So because as we are paying, so they provide it as a service to us, and it is called as a platform as service. Okay, and again, so here, so as we are in the cloud environment, so a number of users we need to means the Salesforce should make a number of users should be available. A number of users should be available on the Force.com platform at a time. Okay, so thus they have developed this Force.com platform. Okay. they have developed this force outcome platform within a multi-tenant architecture. So why they have developed this within a multi-tenant architecture? So as it is in a cloud computing technology, okay. So the Salesforce need to make this force outcome platform available for a number of users. So thus they have developed this force outcome platform within a multi-tenant architecture. Okay, so thus a number of users can work on this force outcome platform at a time. So this multi-tenant is not any new thing. So we already know, right? So what is the multi-tenant in terms of an operating system? So in terms of an operating system, so Windows is in a single user operating system, whereas Unix is in a multi-user operating system, right? So means generally in our laboratories, in the server machine, the Unix will be installed, whereas in the all student machines will install Windows operating system. Still, we can connect within a tool called as a putty tool, right? So we use a tool called as a putty tool. Okay, so there will give the IP address of a server, and we can connect within a server machine where Unix is installed. So in that sense, the Unix is a multi-user operating system. So the same thing, what I'm trying to say here means this multi-tenant is not a new thing. So we already know this in terms of an operating system. In terms of an Unix operating system, as a number of users can connect with a server machine where Unix is installed. In the same way, here the force outcome platform is also developed in the multi-tenant architecture. So thus a number of users can work on this force outcome platform at a time. Okay. And again, so as a number of users are working on the force outcome platform at a time, so Salesforce need to give the equal priority for all the users. So thus they have introduced some limitations. So generally that limitations are called as governor limits. So what are these governor limits? So as a number of users are working on the force outcome platform at a time, the Salesforce need to give equal priority for all the users. So thus they have introduced some limitations. So generally that limitations are called as governor limits. Okay. For example, for an object, we can create 500 fields. So this is one governor limit. For an object, we can create 500 fields. So this is one governor limit. Only this is the difference. Okay, only this is the difference between the Java programming and the Salesforce programming. So whenever you are working within a Java programming, so we don't consider any governor limits. So whenever we are working within a Salesforce programming, so we consider this governor limits. Consider this governor limits, and we write in a program in such a way that fits in this governor limit. Only this is the difference between the Java programming and the Salesforce programming called as an Apex programming. Apart from that, the syntax, the syntax is very similar within a core Java. So right, so as I see many participants are joining now. Okay, just I thought of explain what I discussed. So Salesforce outcome is in a public cloud, so where we can provide CRM over the internet. So this is the general definition of Salesforce outcome. So Salesforce outcome is in a cloud computing technology. Okay, so I will conclude this section later. And apart from this, the Salesforce outcome is in a subscription-based service. So as I'm saying, it's in a subscription-based service. It is like paying and using. As we are paying, so they need to provide some services. So what are the services they provide? They provide infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. So what do you mean by infrastructure as service? Means there is no need to have any infrastructure at our side. Infrastructure at our side. Here I don't mean it as a laptops, the database servers. There is no need to, means in earlier days we need to maintain many database servers at our side only. Okay, so but as of now, as we are with the cloud computing, okay, so no need to have any database servers at our side. So as we are paying, they provide it as a service to us, and it is called as an infrastructure as service. And when I'm talking about in a platform as service, so here I'm comparing with the traditional programming language Java. Okay, so what is in a platform? So we need to have for Java programming. So we need to install JVM. So until and unless you install the JVM in a local machine, you cannot work within a Java programs. Whereas in case of a Salesforce, so what is a platform we use means we use in a force.com platform. There is no need to install this force.com platform in our local machine. Okay, without installing also, so we can work within a, we can work. So means without installing means as we get this as a service, as in a platform as service. Okay. And when I'm talking about the force.com platform, I said so this has been developed within a multi-tenant architecture. So why they have developed this thing within a multi-tenant architecture means to make a number as we're in the cloud computing technology or a cloud computing environment. We need to make a number of users to work on the force.com platform. So could you please mute from
FDP. Competitive coding. There are scratch में उनका नाम डालो. Tentative dates.
sorry. Could you please mute
I
from your
request the
side?
participants to keep mute yourself.
All right. Thanks. So this force.com, no, this we can create 500 fields. So this is one governor limit. Only this is the difference between the Java programming and a Salesforce programming. So whenever you are working within a Java programming, we don't consider any governor limits. But whenever we are working within a Salesforce programming, that is an Apex programming, we consider this governor limit and we write the programs in such a way that fits in the governor limit. Only this is the difference between the Java programming and a Salesforce programming. Apart from that, the syntax wise, it is very similar. Okay, right. So this is important. Okay, the software as service is important. So what is a software as service means? If you take any business, okay, if you take any business, some definite business considerations will be there, like to whom we are selling our product or service. To whom we are selling our product or service. So this is a definite business consideration that will be happening in any business, right? To whom you are selling your product or service, and the contact details. The contact details to whom you are selling your product or service. Okay. And what is in a potential revenue? So what is the potential revenue you achieved by selling that product or service? So these are the different business considerations that will be happening in any business. So not only this, many will be there. Okay. To whom you are selling your product or service, so those contact details, and what is in a potential revenue means on selling of the product or service, whether you got the profit or loss. Okay. So this will be, so this will be there in any business. Okay. So even Salesforce also realized. So these are the definite business considerations that will be happening in any business. So thus they have given these as in a software as service to us. So how they have given these as in a software as service to us means in the form of a predefined applications. In the form of a predefined applications. Okay. So what are the predefined applications we'll have in Salesforce means we'll have a sales application, a service application, so marketing application. So these are the predefined applications the Salesforce is giving as an out of box. Okay, means they are giving as a software as service to us. So what is predefined applications? These are nothing but the business definite considerations. Okay, they are giving it as a software as service to us. Okay, so means they are giving. Okay, suppose you are trying to create an application. Okay, suppose you are trying to create a sales application. Okay, so they are giving 30 to 40% project, project as an out of box. Okay, as a software as service to us in the form of predefined applications. Okay. Apart from this, you can create the custom applications also. You can create the custom applications also. What are these custom applications? Means the applications, you are creating by your own. Okay, so these are the predefined applications, and you can create the custom applications as well. Okay, so now, so with this custom, with the predefined application or a custom application, we'll create an application to an user. Okay, okay, so with the predefined sales application or within a custom sales application, we'll create some application to the customer. So definitely, the customer will get an queries, right? Okay. So in order to support, the customer, okay, so we can support within a predefined service application or within a custom service application. So means with this predefined applications and within a custom applications, we are the customer. Okay, we are creating an application to the customer, and we are providing a service to the customer. Right. So we are around the customer with these predefined applications and within a custom applications. We are around the customer. Means we are having a 360-degree view of a customer. Okay, so we are having a 360-degree view of a customer, right? Around the application means. So having this 360-degree view of a customer, okay, having this 360-degree view of a customer is called as a CRM. Okay, so what is CRM? So it is abbreviated as Custom Relationship Management. Okay, customer relationship management. So how can we have this CRM? What is this CRM? Having 360-degree of a customer is called as a CRM. So how can we have that CRM? Means within a predefined applications or within a custom applications, we can have a CRM. So now come to the definition. So what I said, a Salesforce.com is in a public cloud. So public cloud means any user can be part of that cloud, where we can provide CRM. So how can we provide CRM? With the predefined applications or within a custom applications, we can provide a CRM over the internet. Over the internet means, so there is no need to have any infrastructure and there is no need to have any platform. If you have an internet, instantly we can develop the Salesforce application. Hope I concluded the definition of Salesforce.com. Okay, Salesforce.com is in a cloud computing technology. Okay, it is in a public cloud. Means a user can be part of that cloud where we can provide CRM. So how can we provide CRM? With the predefined applications or within a custom applications, we can provide a CRM over the internet. Over the internet means there is no need to have any infrastructure and there is no need to have any platform. If we have an internet, instantly we can develop the Salesforce applications. Okay, so now as I'm saying, everything is on internet. Okay, everything is on internet. Okay, so generally, so these services, okay, so these services will vary with the environments. Okay, so environments and editions. So these services, okay, what are services I discussed? Okay, these services will vary with the environments and editions here. So what are these environments or organizations? Okay, so environments or organizations both are synonymous here. So generally the company people, okay, I'm saying in the real time, the company people will buy the production environment. Okay. The company people will buy the production environment. How can we access this production environment? Means, so with login.salesforce.com. As I said, everything is on internet. Okay, so just so we will deal with an URLs only. Okay, generally the company people buy the production environment. How can we access the production environment? Means within a login.salesforce.com. Okay, in the production environment, okay, in the production environment, the live users will be there. Okay, the live users will be there. Okay, means the customers will be there. Okay, so thus as developers, we don't work on the production directly. Why? Because in the production environment, the live users or the customers will be there, so they will be affected. Okay, so thus we don't work directly on the production. Okay, we don't work on the production. We'll make multiple copies of the production, and we call those as sandboxes. So what is this sandbox? Sandbox is a replica of the production. So we can create a number of sandboxes, and we call those as sandboxes. Okay, so we can create a number of sandboxes. As a best practice, we'll create 3 sandbox. Okay, so what is the sandbox? Sandbox is a replica of the production. Okay, replica of the production. Okay, So how to access this sandbox means within a test.salesforce.com. So what is the sandbox? Sandbox is a replica of the production. Okay. With the test.salesforce.com. Okay. Right. So as developers we work on sandbox. Okay. So here I would like to make you understand, so what is an user and how the user will varies with the environments and organization. So the developer will be the user. The sandbox user. Okay. We will develop the application. Okay. So we will create the fields. Okay. Objects. Okay. Classes. All the Salesforce components will create. Okay. Means we'll create an application. Okay. We'll create an application, and so we had something called as a deployment tools. So we had something called as a deployment tools. So what are the deployment tools we are having means? So we are having chain set. So we had something called as a deployment. So we had, and with any one of chain set and okay, and I think everyone knows this. And the chain set is something, okay, what the Salesforce is providing, okay, as an out of box. With any one of this deployment tool, we'll move our changes from sandbox 1 to sandbox 2. Okay, we'll develop the application in sandbox 1. Okay, with all Salesforce components, and with any one of this deployment tool, we'll move our changes from sandbox 1 to sandbox 2. Okay. Okay. So means our components and our application will be available with any one of this tool. We'll move to the sandbox 2. The sandbox 2, who will be the users means the developer will be the user. Okay. So the developers, okay, developers will be the users, and the testers. Okay. So generally tester is not a right word. We say QA. Okay. So who give the quality assurance. Okay. QA people will be the users here. Okay. In the sandbox to the developers, and QA people will be the users here. Okay. So they will test the application, and if they say everything is fine, and if they say okay to go ahead, means if they give the sign off, okay, then they'll give the sign off. After giving the sign up, okay, again with any one of this deployment tool, okay, as a developer, we move our changes from sandbox 2 to sandbox 3. Okay. So this sandbox is before production. Okay. So before production, thus we call it as a pre-production. We call it as a pre-production, or participants, so in the sandbox 3, this is before production. Okay, so thus we call it as a pre-production, or in real time we call it as UA, user acceptance test. Okay, so in the sandbox 3, who will be the users means the developers will be the users. In real time we call it as UA. Okay, the QA people will be the users, means our QA, and sometimes, okay, here client or client side testers will be the users. Okay, client or client side testers will be the users. Okay, so they will test the application. Okay, so they will test the application. If they say everything is fine, okay, we move our changes again. So we move our changes again with any one of this deployment tool. Okay, with a chain set or with and okay, we move our changes from sandbox 3 to production. Okay. So again we move these changes only on non-business hour, the same reason. Okay, why that? Okay, so this is licensed. Okay, so the production, this is licensed. Okay, so production environment. Okay, how we need to make this sandbox. This sandbox are the replica of the production. Okay, so this is a licensed one. Okay, this is a licensed one, and how how the user will varies with the editions in the environments. And the Salesforce has given another environment called as a developer environment. So before this, so sorry. If after moving our application to the production, okay, in the production, who will be the users? In the productions, the customers will be the users, right? Who is going to use our application? The customers are the end users. So end users will be the users here. Okay. So definitely they will get any queries. Okay. So the customers they will get any queries in order to support them. Okay. In order to support them, suppose we are with a name. So 4 to 5 as an development team means we'll send two people, two people as an support team people, okay, to support the customers. Okay, so here will be the users in the production, the customers will be the users, and support team, support team people will be the users here. So like this, the users will varies with the environments in the real time. Okay, the sandbox one, the developer will be the user. In the sandbox two, the developer and the QA will be the user. In the sandbox three, the developers, QA, and the client or client testers will be the user. And in the production, the customers and the support team people will be the users here. Okay, will be the users here. Okay, so this users will vary, every user will have its own profile. Okay, so here a developer will have his own profile. Okay, because a developer should be capable of doing everything. Okay, whereas so based upon the limitations, okay, based upon the limitation, for every user will assign the profile. Okay, will assign the profile. Okay, so for example, the customer should not delete the records. Okay, so we don't give the delete permission. Okay, so how to handle, how to uh, how to deal with that specific profiles. Okay, every user will have his own profile based upon the limitations. Okay, right. And also this is the licensed one. Okay, so for the teaching and for the learning purposes, Salesforce has given an environment called as a developer environment. So how to access a developer environment means with a developer.salesforce.com. This is not licensed one. This is for free. Okay. So developer.salesforce.com. Whereas this, so whereas this production, this sandboxes, these are the licensed one. Okay. For in the real time, for every user, so they will pay $25 per a month. Okay. They will buy from Salesforce, and for every user, so they will pay $25. Okay. The company people will pay $25 per an user to a Salesforce, to the Salesforce company. Okay. So this is something not licensed. Okay, the developer edition. So how first we'll know how to access this with the developer.salesforce.com. Okay, first we'll register this one. Okay, so for the free one we'll register, and I'll show what is it, how how what is the difference between the not licensed and the licensed one. So let me create. So developer.salesforce.com. Okay, so directly go with sign up. So this is something we are creating for free. Okay, so developer.salesforce.com, sign up. Okay, so this is for free. Okay, right. So here, so email is give the correct email. Okay, you can give any company name. Okay, so only the email should be the correct one. Okay, you can give anything. You can give randomly. You can give anything. So let me give my email. So here, so email is give the correct email. Okay, so the role you can give anything. Only the email should be the correct one. Okay, you can give anything. You can give. So try to give the correct country. Okay, because you get right. Okay, so postal code. Okay, so this is important. Okay, the username. Okay, so when you are in the real time, okay, how it will be means, so with your first name, last name, and followed by the company name. Okay, and the environment. Okay, so in the real time it will be like that. Okay, so this I'll try to match the same thing. So it should be unique. Okay, so please make sure. No? So for any single email, you can create the multiple usernames, but to make sure that it should be unique. Okay, so I'm saying it is validity for the same thing. So deep is set. Okay, so I'm trying to take something unique here. Okay, so this will becomes my username. Okay, for any single email, you can create the multiple. It's my username. Okay, so on clicking on the sign up, what happens means to this email, we'll get in a link. So from there, we need to set in a password. something unique here. Okay, so this will becomes my username. Okay, it's my username. Okay, so I'm clicking on sign up. What happens means to this email, it will get a link to our mentioned email. It takes some time. So we get from salesforce.com. Only thing we need to give the correct email. It will link to our mentioned email. It takes some time. So we get from salesforce.com. Only thing we need to give the correct email. So no worries, and it will take some time. Okay, so I went with the correct email only. So no worries, and it will take some time. Okay, so I went with right, no, so here. So like this, so from developer.salesforce.com, you'll get a link. Okay, so we need to verify. Okay, so this is the username. Okay, if you remember, this is an username I have given out there, right? So this is an username. Okay, we need to verify the account. So verifying account means you need to set the password. Okay, so just I'm giving the cross letters of keyboard 1QAZ 2WSX. So 1QAZ 2WSX, right? Okay. This security question. Okay. So this is important to remember. Okay, so whenever no.
గైడ్స్ గైడ్ అనేది మనకి ఇవ్వాలి లోపలికి రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ మా బాధ ఒక గైడ్ మన కొడుకు లోపల సంబంధం లేదు ఓకే
Participant requesting please so this is important. It's time to you for sorry, it will ask for the security question. Right, okay, so here, so successfully, so we are getting logged in. Okay, so we are getting logged into the Salesforce here. So we are not installed anything. Okay, everything we are dealing with an URLs itself. So this is in a Salesforce environment. Okay, so by default, you see, this is called as a Lightning environment. Okay, so again, so they had an version. So we had an versions in Salesforce. Earlier is classic. Okay, so now it is in a Lightning one. Okay, so we can switch between the classic and the Lightning. Okay, so this is the directly no need to install anything. Okay, so so just we have registered from URL. Okay, so registering from the URL, and we can we can work with the Salesforce programming. We can create our applications. Everything we can do. Okay, so everything we are getting as a software as service here. Okay, so we can switch between the classic and the Lightning. Okay, as I said, by default it will takes you into the Lightning. Okay, it will takes you into the Lightning. This is in latest version. Okay, so what is the old version means the classic one. Okay, we can switch between the classic and the Lightning. Okay, I'm switching to the classic. Okay, right. So here, so this is something I have created. Okay, so with this name I have created. Fine. Okay, so now, so here what are the predefined applications? I said that the sales application, service application, marketing application. So this we are doing as an out of box, as in a software as service. Okay, so if a sales application, so we are getting, okay, what we are getting as an, so this is something I have created software as service, right? So what we are getting as an software, getting any predefined applications. Okay, so if I open any predefined application, okay, so if I open sales application, I can see these predefined objects. So here account, contact, opportunity, we have not created. Okay, so we are getting as in a software as service. Okay, so if I open this account object, so okay, and if I go with new, so these fields, so these fields are we are not created. We are getting the fields also as software as service. So we are getting predefined applications as software as service. We're getting objects as software as service, and we are getting fields also as software as service. So what is the first definite consideration? So I'm discussing to whom we are selling our product or service. Okay. So if you take any business, okay, some definite business considerations will be there, right? Like to whom you are selling our product or service. So this first definite business consideration, so we are getting as in a software as service in the form of a predefined object called as an account. So what is this account means? An account is in a company to whom you are selling your product or service. So thus, if you see all the fields that will be related to in a company. So here account name means in a company name. A company can also have a parent company, okay, and employees. Okay, so what is the type of the company? So the billing address and shipping address. So these are all related to any company itself. Okay, so what is an account? An account is in a company to whom you are selling our product or service. So this we are getting as a software as service to us. Okay, so let me create some record. Okay, we are no need to no need. So means based upon our requirement. Okay, you can create fields and you can remove fields, but try to understand here. So we are getting all these as in a software as service means we are getting 30 to 40% project as in a software as service to us. Okay, even clients also will look into this only. So they need some things that should be completed, as soon as possible. Okay, so instead of if you want to create this thing within a traditional Java means it will take we need to spend at least 6 months to have this as so this applications to be ready with a Java environment. So now within a Salesforce, we get 30 to 40% of the project as an out of box. Even clients also will, so they are more interested, okay, to have this. Okay. Right. Okay. So now let me create some record. So there's I see many applications. Okay, many Java applications they are migrating into the Salesforce. Why? Because of this feature actually. We can complete the applications very easily. Okay, so right. So here I'm giving some company name here. Okay, so just I'm filling the mandatory field. If you want to give the details means you can give the details as well here. Okay, so just I'm giving like account name I'm creating. Okay, so just a record will be inserted. So here a record will be created here. A record will be created. So you can identify. So here on the URL, every record will be identified with an ID here, a record ID. Okay. So this is an account. What is an account? An account is in a company to whom you are selling your product or service. Okay. So now let me create a contact. Okay. So what is the second definite consideration I said? To the contact details. Okay. To whom you are selling your product or service. Okay. So that is in a contact. Okay. Suppose if you are selling a Dell laptops to a company. Okay. To a company like Huron. Okay. To the account. Okay. I will take the account. Okay, so now suppose if you are selling the Dell laptops, okay, suppose your Dell, for example, if you are selling the Dell laptops to a company like Huron means who will be the contact? Contact will be the person of this company, right? Contact will be the person of the company. Means here person of Huron. So person of Huron, and here will give the details. My voice is not audible.
So your voice is audible.
Okay, so someone's says it is not audible. Okay, so who will be the contact? Okay, so it will be a person of the company. Okay, or sometimes you can let me create. Okay, so I am creating in a person of the company, person of Huron. Okay, means so what happens for this account, a related list called as contact will be created. Okay, so we can see those details. Okay, from here. So account is in a company, and so what is in a contact? Contact can be a person of the company or sometimes an individual user also. Okay, so means suppose individual user means, suppose take the same example. Suppose if you are selling the Dell laptops, okay, you can sell to an individual user also, right? In that case, there won't be any company. Okay, so thus they are not given this field as a mandatory field. Okay, so we can sell, we can sell to an individual user. Okay, so in that case, we'll maintain the details of an individual user here. Okay, individual user here, right? So this is so this is about an account contact. And what is this opportunity means? Opportunity is a potential sale. Okay, so what are the different considerations I have discussed? Okay, so to whom you are selling to whom you are selling your product or service. Okay, so this is nothing but an account. So what is an account here? An account is in a company to whom you are selling your product or service. And so this definite consideration, okay, is nothing but the contact. So what is a contact here? Contact can be a person of the company, or sometimes they can be an individual user also. Okay, and so this is nothing but an opportunity. So what is an opportunity means? An opportunity is a potential sale of the product or service to the account or contact. Okay, suppose if you're selling the Dell laptops to an account. Okay, so in that case, what will be the opportunity means? An opportunity is a potential sale of that product. Okay, whether we had any gain or loss to the with respect to an account or with respect to a company. Okay, vice versa. Okay, so for the contact as well. Okay, so opportunity is a potential sale of the product or service to the account or contact. If you're selling to the account, okay, it is a potential sale of account. If you're selling to the contact, it will be a potential sale of a contact here. Right. Okay. So now, so we have discussed about, so just we had a little introduction about the predefined applications. Okay. So what we have discussed. Okay, we have discussed about the environments. Okay, and we had a little introduction about the predefined applications here. Okay. So now let me talk about. Let me show something. So this is not licensed one, right? So we'll try to understand the limitations. Okay, so limitations of not licensed one. Okay, so that you can understand from this company profile. Okay, so when company profile. Okay, so go to the company information. So here, so this session. Okay, so this session will be in an administration one. Okay, so we can do some, so what Salesforce is giving as in a software as service. Okay, that we can perform from here. Okay, suppose if you want to do some customization. Okay, customization, for example, okay, you are okay with all these fields. Suppose, for example, I'm saying, okay, suppose the client is okay with all these fields. Okay, he's okay with all these fields, but he would like to have his own header. Okay, okay, so for the simple reason also we need to do the customization. Okay, the client is okay with all the fields, but he need to have his own header in the sidebar. Okay, so in that case we need to customize. So in order to customize, so we need to work with an Apex code here. Okay, so we need to work with an Apex code here. Okay, the customization thing, okay, we'll do from here, whereas a configuration thing we'll do from here. Okay, right. Okay, so we'll try to understand. Okay, so we'll try to understand about this environment. This is a developer environment, right? This is not the licensed one. Okay, we'll try to understand the limitations. Okay, from where we can understand the limitations means from company profile. Okay, so go to company information. So here, so what is an edition here? So it says it's in a developer edition. It is not the licensed one. So what are the licensed edition? So the sandbox. Okay, okay, so licensed editions are. Okay, so again the editions. Okay, what will be the licensed edition means? So personal edition, so group edition, enterprise edition, okay, and unlimited edition. Okay. So okay, so okay, the company people will buy the production environment. Okay, again, so based upon the edition. Okay, suppose suppose something they want to. So this editions will vary with the number of users only. Okay, okay, only one user. Okay, suppose so we need to buy for only one user account. So in that case, it will be the personal edition. They will buy the personal edition. Okay, so group edition means 5 users. Okay, and enterprise edition means 100 users. Okay, 100 users. So unlimited edition means a number of users. Okay, so again the company people will buy this production environment based upon their requirement of users. Okay, so whether it is a small company or big company, okay, most of the time, so they will buy the unlimited edition only. So why? Because so they are not sure, right? Okay, so how success the application. Okay, so that's whether it is a small company or big company. Okay, so they will buy the unlimited edition only. Okay, so in the real time, okay, so the edition will be okay. This edition will be unlimited edition or sometimes enterprise edition. Okay, okay, so but most of the time they will buy unlimited edition. Why? Because suppose you develop some application, so they are not sure how success that application and how many users will be going to add, right? So thus they will buy the unlimited edition only. So right, okay, so this is one limitation. Okay, and so here, so the data space is in KB. Okay, as it is not licensed one, the data space in KB, but in the real time it will be in the GBs. Okay, and so here how many Salesforce users we can create? We can create only 2 Salesforce users. This is a limited here. Okay, as it is a not licensed one, we can we can create only 2 Salesforce users in the real time. Okay, so you can create a number of users. Okay, so why they have given 2 users here means again, so one is for developing and for the testing, right? Okay, so for testing purpose, so I'll create another user and I'll show the importance, so how to create another user and how to deal with the profiles, how to give the permissions. Okay, that we will discuss. Okay, but what is the limitation here? We can create only 2 Salesforce users. Okay, one already we have used, right? So I have already created, right? I already created for myself. Okay, so in this case, I will become the standard system administrator. Okay, created and that is already used. Okay, one is remaining. Okay, so now we'll try to create. So now we'll try to create another user. Okay, we'll see how to create another user. Why? Because we can create 2, right? So we'll try to create another user here. So from here we need to create an user. Okay, so this is an environment. Okay, I'm trying to create another user in this environment. Okay, so manage users. Okay, I'm creating a new user here. Right. So I'm creating a test user here. I'm naming him as a test user. Okay, so I'll give my email only. So for same email, we can create multiple, right? Him as a test user. Or let me take. Okay, so I'll give my email only. So this I'm creating for the test user. Okay, so the username should be unique, okay, as discussed earlier. Okay, so I say this I'm creating. So let me take this user as Jack. Okay, so the username should be unique, okay, as discussed earlier. Okay, so I say so I'm naming test user for GP set. Okay, this is a username. Okay. Okay. So first we'll talk about when I'm creating a user. Okay, we'll talk about the user license here. Okay, so we'll try to understand what the difference between Salesforce platform and Salesforce. So initially, let me give Salesforce platform. Okay, we'll try to understand what is the user license. Okay, so what is the difference between Salesforce and Salesforce platform? Okay, I'm giving Salesforce platform and this is a profile. Okay, we'll talk about the profiles later. First, first we'll see difference between difference with Salesforce license. Right. Okay, so I'm creating a user. So what happens to this email? Okay, a link will be sent. From there I need to set in a password, right, for the test user. Okay, so I'm not opening this in the same browser. Why? Because if I open in the same browser, okay, so as no, the URLs are same, okay, that will be overridden. Okay, so that's this test user. What I do, I will open
So
in
yeah,
another browser.
sorry.
In the same browser, okay, so as sorry, the URLs are same, okay, that will be overridden. Could you please repeat again? I missed it.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, could you please repeat again? I missed it. Sorry, your voice is not clear enough. I'm not able to hear you.
Potential is working.
Sorry, your voice is not clear enough. I'm not able to hear you. Okay, so here, sorry, I missed it. You had any question or something? Could you please repeat? Okay, so here, sorry, I missed it. You had any question or something? Okay, for test, the test user I'm opening in other browser. Okay, so if I open in the same browser, that will be overridden. Okay, so just to show the things parallelly. Okay, I'm opening in different browser. Here I'm opening in other browser. Okay, so if I open, so here I got a verification code. Okay, so I need to verify. So I need to verify an account. Okay, so I'm resetting in a password. I got a verification code. Okay, so I'm going with the cross letters. So this is for test user. Okay, I'm doing this thing for a test user. So this user we have created from Salesforce itself. Okay. So this is for test user. Okay, I'm doing this thing for a test user. So this user we have created from Salesforce itself. Right. So here, so what is here in this browser? So let me switch to classic. Right. So here, what is here in this browser? Okay. So let me switch to classic. Here Jack. Okay. So Jack is the name a test user I have created. Okay. So Jack is so now both users are in the same environment. Okay. So please understand. Okay. We have created only one environment. Okay. That is in a developer edition. In that environment itself. Okay. So this the Pradeep is a standard system administrator. He has created a user called as a Jack. Okay. The test user. So what is a user license we have assigned for Jack? We have assigned Salesforce platform. So Salesforce platform means he don't get the support of predefined applications. We'll see. So what is a user license we have assigned? So if I go to the so this is Jack and so Jack UI. Okay. So he's not getting predefined applications here. He just is getting in a setup only, but he's getting the sales application, service application. That application he is not getting. So because of his license. Okay. So what is the license we assigned? We assigned Salesforce platform. Okay. So now let me change. Okay. As in a standard system administrator. Okay. So Pradeep. Okay. So I'm changing the license. Okay. So I'm changing the license to Salesforce. Okay. And we need to assign some profile. Okay. I'll discuss about the profile later. Okay. So right on, we'll focus on user license. Okay. So now I'm changing to Salesforce. Okay. If you assign Salesforce license means, so they will get, so they will get any control over the existing. Okay. Let me refresh. We'll get in a support of a predefined application. So here, so now he is able to see the different applications. Okay, so this is the difference. So when we are creating a user also, so based upon the requirement, okay, we'll assign the user license. Okay, if it is in a Salesforce platform means, so they don't get the entire CRM functionality, means they don't get the support of a predefined applications. But if you change the license to Salesforce means, they will get the support of a predefined applications. Okay. So thus this the JAG, the test user, is getting access for the predefined applications here. Right. So this is about a user license. Okay. So now we talk about the profiles. So please try to understand. Okay. So these two users are sharing the same environment here. So we both are in the cloud environment here. Okay. So right. So now let me change. So again, as in a standard system administrator. Okay. So what is a name? What is a profile? What is the profile we assigned? We have assigned system administrator profile, right? System administrator profile. Okay. So what is this profile? Okay. Let me talk about the profiles. Okay. When we are creating any users, we are assigning the profiles. So what are these profiles means? With the profiles, we can control. With the profiles, we can control an user in organization. Okay, so in organization or environment, how can we control? Okay, so how can we control means by giving the permissions only. So what are the permissions we can give means we can give the create permission, read permission, edit permission, and delete permission. By giving these permissions, we can control an user in an organization. So we had six. So we had 6 standard profiles. Out of 6 standard profiles, okay, system administrator will have high level access. So we had 6 system administrator will have high level access, whereas read only will have low level access. So we have 6 standard profiles. Out of 6 standard profiles, system administrator will have high level access, and we read only will have low level access. Means system administrator will have all these permissions. Okay, create permission, read permission, edit permission, delete permission. Whereas read only will have only the read permission. So now let me change. Okay, now let me change the for this. Okay, so Pradeep is in a standard system administrator. He is changing. Okay, so I would like to change the JAG profile. Okay, the test user profile. Sorry, I'm so I'm making it as system. Okay, read only. Okay, I'm making it so making the profile as read only. So if you make read only, or let me make initially let me make system administrator. Okay, so what is the profile? Is a system administrator profile. So that's it. Okay, what he can do? Let me check. If I go to the if I take as if I see the JAG screen. Okay, so the test to the screen. What is the profile we assign? We assign system administrator profile. So they will have all the access. Okay, so they can create. Okay, so they can create the record. Okay, so they can create the record. Okay, so they can edit the record. Okay, so something. Okay, so they can edit the record. Okay, so they can delete the record also. Okay, so no, because we have assigned which profile we have assigned system administrator profile. Okay, so now as a standard system administrator, now let me change his profile. Okay, so now I'm changing this profile to read only. So read only means so just he can view the records only, but he cannot create the records. Let's see. Okay, so if I go to the account, let me refresh us here. So now you cannot see the new button. Why? Because we have changed the profile. Earlier it was a system administrator profile. We have changed to the read only. So thus he cannot create the new record. Okay. He can view the records, but he cannot edit the records and he cannot delete the records because we have changed the profile. So once. Okay, right. So this is profile. Okay, so what is in a profile? So within a profile, we can control the user in an organization. Okay, how can we control? By So with the permissions, okay, so system, so we can give the system administrator profile or read only. Okay, this is something, again, this is something what Salesforce is giving out of box. Okay, if you want to create any custom profile, that also we can do. Okay, right. Okay, so for same user, we can give different permission. Okay, with profile. Okay, so now I would like to introduce the permission set. Okay. So for example, so for this check, what is the profile we have given? We have assigned a read-only profile. Okay. A read-only profile. Okay. A read-only profile. Okay. Suppose good at dealing leads. Okay. Okay. Who is the lead? Okay. So now I would like to introduce another object called as a lead object. Okay. So what is this lead object? Means who is interested in our product or service is called as a lead. Okay. Please understand. I'm discussing about an account of. I discussed about an account object, contact object, and opportunity object. So now I would like to discuss about a lead. Okay, so lead means they are not customers. Okay, so just they are interested in our product or service. So those are leads. Okay. Okay, so for example, suppose so before joining into any course. Okay, so before joining into any course. Okay, as we are interested in course, we will be the leads only, right? Okay, so will be the leads. Okay. Like that. Okay. Create. Okay, so when we are creating a lead data, okay, so I'm giving some last name. So here I'm giving a name, last name. Okay, the company name I'll give. So just I'm giving some details of lead. So this lead, okay, generally this lead, we'll get the leads from campaign. Okay, so again based upon the requirement, okay, we'll be conducting in a campaign, right? From the campaigns we'll get the leads. Okay, so we'll get the leads here. Okay, right. So let me fill all these details. Based upon the requirement, okay, we'll be conducting in a campaign, right? From the campaigns we'll get the leads. Okay. So we'll get the. Suppose this is a lead. Okay, so this is a lead we got from a campaign. Okay. Okay, so when we feel them, when we feel this as a qualified prospect, okay, we'll convert a lead. So here this convert button will be there only on the lead object. Okay. So now the with RAM has been created. Okay. So this lead is something we'll get from the campaigns. Okay. It can be any type of campaign. From campaign we'll get the leads. Okay, based upon the business. Okay. So when we feel them as a qualified prospect, we'll convert a lead. So if you convert a lead, what happens means automatically an account. Okay, an account with this name will be created. Okay. Now what is the company name here we have given? Okay, with this name, an account will be created, and with this name, a contact will be created. Okay, so I'm converting a lead. So here when we are converting in a lead, okay, so an account name will be created, and a contact will be created. Okay, and an opportunity also will be created. Okay, so when the opportunity is getting created, okay, so they are suggesting some naming conversation. Okay, so generally the opportunity name should be like a company name followed by something else. Okay, it will becomes an opportunity name. Okay, this is a naming conversation. Okay, the Salesforce is suggesting will follow the same. Sorry. Okay, so here I have converted the lead. Okay, so when we convert the lead, so here automatically an account with TCS got created. Okay, and contact with RAM got created, and an opportunity got created. Okay, so when we're converting a lead, okay, automatically this will happen, and the lead data, and it will be populated with the lead data. Okay, so what is data we have given in the lead? Okay, with that data only, so this is getting populated. Okay. Right. Okay. So now I think you had some introduction about a lead object. Okay. So lead means who is interested in a product or service is called lead. When we fill them as a qualified prospect, we'll convert a lead. So when we convert a lead, automatically an account, contact, and opportunity will be created and populated with the lead data. Right. Now, so now we'll talk about the permission set. As you had little introduction about the lead, now let me talk about the permission set. So what is this permission set means? So without changing the profile, we can give the additional permission to the user within a permission set. So for example, if you take this Jack as an receptionist, okay, we'll take an institution example now. We'll take an institution example. Suppose this Jack, so Jack is a receptionist who is good at dealing leads only. Okay, who is good at dealing leads. Okay, so means what we need to do, we need to give. So what is the profile we assigned to Jack? We have assigned read-only profile. Right? We have assigned read-only profile. So thus he don't have an access. You don't have an access to create an account, contact, opportunity. But he's good at dealing the leads. Okay, means we need to give only the additional permission on the lead object. Okay, we need to give the additional permission on the lead object. Okay, so that we can do within a permission set. Okay, so let me show how to do that. Okay, so now as in a standard system administrator, the developer, I'll create in a permission set. Okay, so I'll create a permission set. Okay, so from where we can create the permission set means from where you have created a user. So parallel to that, okay, you'll see something called as a permission set. So we can create the permission set from here. Okay, so I'm creating a new permission set. Okay, I'm naming it as lead access. Okay, as I'm giving the access on the lead. Okay, the additional permission on the lead object, and I'm naming it as lead access. Okay, this is a permission set name. Okay, so first what I do means, okay, with manage, this is a permission set name. Okay, so with a manage assignment, I will add the users to that permission set. To whom I need to give this permission? To the Jack, right? Okay, so we are considering, okay, so Jack is good at dealing leads. Okay, so thus we need to give the additional permission on the lead object. Okay. On the lead object. Okay. We are considering, okay, so Jack is good at dealing. Okay, with add assignment. Okay, so I've clicked on the add assignment. The lead object. On the lead object. Okay, so I'm selecting this user. Okay, so only 2 users we can select, right? Okay, so I'm selecting this user. Okay, so for the Jack only we need to give the additional permission, right? Okay, I have selected Jack. Okay, so I'm selecting this. Okay, and I'm clicking on assign. Okay, so I'm selecting this user. Okay, so for the Jack, fine. Okay, so one assignment was successful. It is successful means what I did. Okay, and I'm clicking. So what I did. Okay, so for this permission set, okay, I've created a permission set called as lead access here. So I can filter with alphabetical order also. Okay, lead access. Okay, so within a manage assignment, I have added a user. Okay, so now I'll give the permission. Okay, so I need to go to the object settings. So I need to give the access on lead object, right? It is an object. Okay, so thus I'm going to the object settings. So I'll search for lead. I'll search for leads. So here, so there is no permission. Okay, so just I have to give all these permissions. So read permission, create permission, edit permission, and delete permission. Okay, all these permissions are given. So there is no permission. Right. Okay, so 4 permissions I have given. So now we'll try to understand. Okay, so let me go to Jack. Okay, so what is the profile we assigned for Jack? Read only profile, right? So as you assign read only profile, so here you cannot create a new record. So Jack, okay, so what is the profile we assigned? He cannot, he cannot edit and he cannot delete. Okay, he cannot, and he cannot create the contact as well. He cannot create the opportunity also. Okay, but if you go to the lead object, so here he can create. Okay, he can create the lead. Okay, he can create the lead, he can edit and he can delete. Okay, so like this, so we can manage the users. Please understand, with these profiles and the permission set, we are managing the users. Okay. Okay, so we'll see, what is the difference between the profile and the permission set. Okay, so generally, so the minimum permission that every type of user needs, okay, that we will given by a profile, that will give it in a profile. Okay, and without changing the profile, we can give the additional permission to the user within a permission set. Okay. So what is the difference between a profile and a permission set means? So generally, and without changing the profile, a minimum permission what is the difference between the profile and the permission set? The minimum permission that every type of user needs, the minimum permission that we will that will be given by profile. Okay, and without changing the profile, okay, without changing that profile, we can give the additional permission to the user with permission set. Okay, so without changing the profile, okay, we have not changed the profile, right? It is a read-only profile only. Okay, so initially it is a read-only profile only. Without changing the profile, we can give so additional permission to the user. Initially it is a read-only profile only with permission to the user with permission set. So additional, okay, so this is the difference between the profile and the permission set here. Okay, so like this, so we can open the access and we can restrict access. Okay, permission set, right? Okay, so this is about the profiles and the permission standards. Open the access and we can restrict access. Okay, in the environment. Okay, and the same environment here. Okay, so we have created else users. Okay, right. Okay, so up to here, any queries, please? Any queries? You had any questions? Right. So hopefully, okay, now let me create. Okay, so still not till now what we did. Okay, so we have discussed about the predefined any queries, predefined applications. Okay, some predefined objects. Okay, predefined objects, and we have discussed about the users. Okay, users. Okay, questions and how to the permissions and the profile and the permission set. Okay, now let me create some custom application. Okay, now let me create some custom application. We'll see how to create a custom application. Some predefined objects. Okay, predefined objects, and we have discussed. So as I'm discussing, okay, we'll try to create this same custom application, the Dell sales application. Okay, suppose if you're selling in a Dell object. Okay, now let me create so we'll create some Dell sales custom application. Right. So how to create a custom application means, so from here, okay, so something you are not making use of out of box. Okay, something you are trying to create by your own. Okay, so that will create from build. Right. Okay, so from create apps, we can create a custom application. Okay, so so these are all the standard applications. Now I'm trying to create a custom application called as a Dell sales application. Okay, this is the first step. Okay, so we need to select the type of an application. Okay, so we can select a custom application or console application. Okay, so when you are trying to create a custom sales application, at that time we'll go with this one. Okay, so custom app. When you're trying to create a custom service application, we'll go with this second option. Okay, okay, initially first we'll create a custom sales application. Okay, the custom sales application, this is the first step I've selected. The second step, we need to give the details. Okay, so I would like to create a custom application called as a Dell sales application. When you're trying to create this in the second step. In the third step, okay, in the third step we need to assign. So we need to, if you want to add a custom logo to your application. Okay, so we can add from here. Okay, so as I said, as we are in the cloud environment, okay, we'll have a limitation. Okay, so what is the maximum limit of assigning in a custom logo is, so we need to, if you want to, 20 KB. Okay, so the custom logo must be less than 20 KB here. Okay, so here, so for the sales application, so you had this custom logos here in the left corner. You see this one, right? Okay, so this is a custom logo what Salesforce is giving as an out of box. If you want to have your own, so what is the custom application we create? So that custom application will get here. Okay, so for that application, so what is the custom logo we would like to have? Okay, so that logo we can insert from here. Okay, so that should be less than 20 KB. This is a governor limit. Okay, is in a governor limit. Okay, so the Salesforce has given. Okay, so here on clicking on the insert image, you cannot see any image here. Why? Because so not to something, if you want to make it available to this environment means, okay, first we need to make, no, we need to make that image available in the Salesforce environment, right? So we need to make that image available in the Salesforce environment. Okay, so means in the cloud environment. Okay, so no, this is a cloud environment itself. Okay, so first we need to make, we need to make that image available in the Salesforce. Okay, in the cloud. So then only it will be available. Okay. Right. Okay. So just what I'm doing. Okay. So already I completed 2 steps. Right. Okay. So there's no, instead of going back, just I duplicated this. Okay. I duplicated this. So we had something called as documents here. Okay. These are all the standard objects. Okay. So here I'm clicking on the plus mark. Okay. So what is this plus mark means? Okay. All tabs. I'm clicking on the plus mark. Okay. You can go to the, you can search for a document object. Okay, so document object, right? We need to make that image available in the document object. Okay, so then only it will be available to the Salesforce. Okay, so so from the local device. Okay, so from the local, no, so I'm creating I need to pick some image from local. Okay, sorry. Okay, so document object, right? We need to make that image available in the document object. Okay, so let me take some image. Okay, so this is on desktop. Okay, so let me pull that image. Okay, which is on desktop. So this image should be less than 20 KB. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm making this image available in the document object. Okay, so that it will be available. Okay, so I'm naming it as a Dell logo. Okay, so let me pull that image. Okay, which is on desktop. So this image should be less than 20 KB. Okay, so Dell logo, and we need to make it available. Okay, here, so we'll have two options here. Okay, so suppose any confidential document that should be shared, inside the Salesforce users. Okay, at that time we'll go with this option. Something if you want to make it available, for everyone. Okay, so this image kind of thing. Okay, so that we need to go with this option. Okay, so here, especially, okay, right, we need to go with this option. Suppose any confidential document that should, okay, so it should not be with, should be, should not accept the right. Right. What happened? So let me take that image. Okay, here. Let me go with this option. Fine. Okay, so what I did, this is 4 KB. I made this image available in document object. Means making available in the document object means we are making it available to this environment. Okay, so now if I go here, okay, so here now if I click on insert an image, it will navigate to the document object only. Okay, from here we can pick this. Okay, so I have picked this one. So this is a third step. Okay, in the first step, what I did, I have selected the type of an application. Okay, so I have selected custom application. Okay, and in the second step, I have given the details. In the third step, I have chosen a custom logo for our custom application called as Dell Sales application. So this is a third step. In the fourth step, okay, so we need to make these tabs available. Okay, so here, for example, for sales applications, these are the tabs that are available, right? So charter, campaign, leads, okay, all these. Okay, so for our application, for our Dell Sales application, so what are the tabs we would like to make available? Okay, so that we need to select. Okay, so as we have discussed something on lead, right? What is lead? Who is interested in product or service is called as a lead. Okay, so as we know something on lead, okay, so I'm adding leads. Okay, and account. So what is an account? An account is in a company to whom we are selling our product or service. Okay, so there's, as we know something on account. Okay, I'm adding an account. And contact. Okay, so what is in a contact? Contact is in a contact can be a person of the company or sometimes an individual user. So I'm adding contacts, and I would like to add an opportunities also. So what are these opportunities? Opportunities in a potential sale of the product or service to the account or contact. Okay, I'm adding this. Okay, so if you convert the lead, automatically we get an account, contact, and opportunity. Okay, so we know this, right? Okay, so thus as we know something on these objects, I'm adding this. Okay, so these tabs we are making available for the custom object, custom application what we are creating, the Dell sales application. Right. Okay, so this is the fourth step. Okay, in the fifth step we need to assign to the profiles, right? So if you assign to the profile, they can view. Okay, suppose if I don't assign to some profile, means they cannot view this application like that. Okay, so I'm making it available for the profiles. You know about the profiles, right? With the profile we can control an user in an organization. Okay, means we can make visible, we can make this application available to that users, or we can if you don't want to make this application available to so to that profile users, means we can disable, right? So successfully we have created a custom application called as a Dell sales application. So now if I change this application, so here from here you can see the Dell sales application. If I change the application, so here you can see the custom logo. So this is a custom logo we have created, right? The custom logo, and as we have added leads, accounts, and contacts and opportunities, so we can see only these tabs. Okay, so this is a custom application we have created. Okay, so with these objects only. Okay, with these objects. Okay, so with these objects. Okay, so now we'll try to create. Okay, so now we are in the custom application called as an Dell sales application, and we are making use of the standard objects: lead, account, contact, and opportunity. Okay, so now we'll discuss. Okay, so what how to create a custom object. Okay, so why we need to create a custom object here? Okay, so here, as we are selling in a Dell laptops, okay, so we need to make a payment. Okay, we need to make a payment to a company, right? In order to make a payment to a company, so we need to have a payment object. Okay, so that object Salesforce is not giving as an out of box. So means a payment should be done with a credit card or debit card, right? With the credit card details and the debit card details. Okay, so that some things the Salesforce is not giving as an out of box. Okay, so thus we need to create a custom object called as a payment object with the fields called as credit card fields and the debit card fields. Okay, we'll do that. Right. Okay, now let me create a custom custom object. Okay, so from where we need to create a custom object, from where we have created a custom application, from here we have created a custom application. So parallel to that, you see objects will be there. Okay, so from here you can create the custom object. Okay, still now there is no custom object. We are creating a custom object called as a payment object. Okay, a payment object here, right? So before this, okay, right, okay, so before creating an object, okay, so before creating a custom object, I would like to give some, I would like to discuss, okay, what is an object, okay, so in terms of Java, and what is an object in terms of Salesforce, okay, in order to, okay, so what is an object? So thus we'll go one step back, okay. So why we go for an object-oriented programming language, okay? So I am discussing this means to make to make you clear about an object. Okay, what is an object in Salesforce? Okay. Okay, so what is an object in Java and what is an object in Salesforce? So why we go for an object-oriented programming language? Okay, suppose in C language. So if you have 100 functions, okay. So what is in a function? Something else which is having open and close parentheses with a return type, okay, where you write some logic. Okay, suppose function 1, okay, something else which is having open and close parentheses with a return type where you write some logic is called as a function, right? Is called as a function. Okay, suppose we had 100 functions like this. So function 1, so function 2, something else which is having open and close parentheses. Okay, so function 99. Okay, so function 19. Okay, so like this, suppose we are having 100 functions. Okay, but our intention is to have an output of only 99. Okay, so we had 100 function, but what is our actual intention? To have an output of only 99th function. So instead of this, okay, you are running remaining 99 also. Why? Because whatever the thing you write in the main method, that directly executes in the RAM. Okay, everything that executes in the RAM. Okay, our actual intention is to have an output of only 99th function. Instead of that, you are running remaining 99 also. Why? Because everything, okay, so everything will run in the RAM. So suppose if you are having 100 functions, that's fine. Suppose you are having 1000 function, instead of one, if you are running remaining 999 means, so definitely, even though that is running in the RAM, there will be a burden on processor, right? So instead of one, if you are running remaining 999 means. So in order to avoid this thing only, we go for an object-oriented programming language, whether C++ or Java. So in case of C++ or Java, so what we do, we write in a class. Okay, the class is in a keyword, followed by something else will becomes in a class name. So here example is in a class name. Okay. So we write all these functions, okay, in the class. So write all these functions in the class. So here we don't call it as functions, we call it as a method. Okay. So what function and method? Both are same. Okay. In the terminology of C, we call it as a function. Okay. In the terminology of Java, we call it as a method. But both are same. Something else which is having open and close parenthesis with a return type where you write some logic is called as a function or a method or a methodology. Okay. Right. Okay. So here we write in a class. Okay. And here we write in a main method called as public static void main. Okay. In the terminology of C, we call it as a function. Okay. In the terminology string arguments, we call it as a method. But both are same. Something else which is having open and close parenthesis with a return type where you write some logic. So here, what we do, we'll create an object for this class. Okay. So how to create an object for that class? Within a new keyword. Okay. So new followed by the class name. So we'll create an object. So what happens here means an independent memory will be created. Okay, so with a new followed by the the class name. Okay, at this moment what happens means in the RAM. So here what we do, we'll create, okay, in the RAM an independent memory will be created for that class within a new keyword. Okay, so if you create an object, what happens in the RAM? Okay, so we'll create an object. In the RAM an independent memory will be created. So this independent memory we call it as an object. So what is an object in Java? It is an independent memory. Okay, so that we are creating for that particular class in the main memory called as RAM. Okay, so this independent memory is called as an object. So for that independent memory, we'll point some reference called as an obj. Okay, we'll point some reference called as an obj. Some textbook says, so this is an object. Okay, this is not an object. It is a reference to that object only. Okay. So what is an object here? An object is an independent memory. So that will be created for this class in the main memory called as RAM. Okay, that independent memory is called as an object. For that independent memory, we are pointing some reference called as an obj. So now with this reference, okay, so with this reference, okay, we can call the methods that are recited in that object. So all these methods will be recited in that object. Okay. So thus with this object reference within a dot operator, we can call only the method what we are willing to execute. Okay, only the 99th function. Only this will be executed. Okay, only this will be executed in the RAM. Okay, so because of this reason only we go for an object-oriented programming language. But here, so we need to understand. Okay, so what is an object in terms of Java, and what is an object in terms of Salesforce? So here, so object is an independent memory, so that we are creating in the RAM. Okay, so in the Salesforce also, it is an independent memory, so we are creating in the force.com platform. So on clicking also, okay. So what is an object here? It is an independent memory, so that we are creating in the cloud, means in the force.com platform. Okay. And here, so this obj is a reference to the object. Okay. This obj is a reference to the object, right? In the same way, here, this tabs is a reference to the object. So here, so this is not an object actually. So here on mouse over of accounts, you are seeing account tabs. Okay, so this is a tab. So tab is a reference to the object. On clicking on this tab, okay, on clicking on these tabs, it will navigate to the independent memory in the cloud, okay, and the force.com platform. Okay, so that is an object. It will take you into that independent memory. Okay, so every so account will have its own independent memory. Okay, contact will have its own independent memory in the force.com, means in the cloud. on clicking on this tab, it will navigate to that independent memory. Okay, so thus the tab is a reference to the object. Okay, hope you are clear, right? Okay, so what is an object in Java? It is an independent memory in RAM. Okay, what is an object in Salesforce or in the cloud? It is an independent memory in the cloud platform or in the Force.com platform. Right. Okay, now let me create the custom object. Okay, so I would like to create a custom object called as a payment object. Right. Okay, a payment object. So these are not these we need to fill. Okay, the payment object. An object here. Right. Okay. So generally, no. So they suggest to go with a plural name here. Okay. So but payment will be identified. No need to go with a plural name. Right. Suppose it's a student. Okay. So we we'll go with a plural name here. Okay. But no need now. Okay. Okay. So and so we need to give the data type. Okay. So data type of the object here. Okay. So payment will not be identified with the name, right? Okay, student. Okay, suppose you are creating a student object, student will be identified with the name. Okay, but the payment will be identified with an auto number, right? Okay, means the transaction numbers. Okay, so thus I'm changing the data type. Okay, so instead of text, okay, so I can make it as auto number also. If it is a student, I go with the text. Why? Because student will be identified with the name. Okay, whereas the payments will be identified with a transaction number. So thus I'm going with an auto number here. Okay, so this in display format they are suggesting. Okay, so I go with so transaction iPhone and I will start from so just a format it is. Okay, and instead of starting from 0, okay, so I'm taking from the positive number 1,000. Okay, right. So by default we need to make it available. Okay, so means what? No, why we need to make this available means what are the records? Okay, that we create in the payment object. Okay, as of now we are creating the payment object, right? So what are the records that we are creating in the payment object? Okay, so that we can make use in the reports. Okay, so what is a report means it is a pictorial representation of the data. Okay, something so instead of having in the plain data, if you want to have in a pictorial representation, okay, we can achieve that thing within a reports. Okay, we'll discuss this later. Okay, so but for time being, okay, just to make it available. Okay, I'll discuss this thing in deep later. Right. Okay, so this is important. Deployment status. Okay, so if it is in development means, okay, so if you go with an in development means what happens means only so only this object, okay, this object will be available only for the system administrator profiles only. Okay, if you go with in development, okay, so this is important. So what happens? So this object will be available only for the users who is holding system administrator profile. Okay, system administrator profile. Suppose system administrator profiles. Okay, first suppose the tester. Okay, so let me say suppose the QA is holding another profile apart from the system administrator profile. Okay, so means they cannot view this. Okay, only the system administrator system administrator users can view this object if you go with this option. Okay, so no need to go with this option. So this is having its own purpose. I will discuss later. Okay, so now we need to go with a deployed. Okay, so if you go with a deployed, what happens means irrespective to the profile. Okay, everyone can view this object. Okay, so this payment object can be viewed by everyone. Okay, so we need to allow in the search means we can search for the records on this object and see the nodes and attachments. Okay, so on enabling of this checkbox, what happens means for this payment we need to go with a deployed. Okay, this will be created. So from there you can add the attachments. So this feature we are getting as an out of box in Salesforce. Really, if you want to achieve this thing in Java, means it will take ages. Okay, so means so we need to achieve the browse functionality. Writing the it takes much time, right? Okay, now here it's just an enabling an option itself. I'll show after creating this object, I'll show from where you can add the nodes and attachments. Okay, and so for this object on enabling of this checkbox, a tab will be created. If you don't, the tab, what is the tab here? A tab is a reference to the object, right? A tab is a reference to object. Okay, suppose if you don't enable this checkbox, still an object will be created. That object will be a hidden object. Okay, so we need to make so means this like this a tab will not be created. Okay, here this is a tab, right? Okay, so like this, a tab will not be created. Okay, so we need to have a tab, right? So thus we need to enable this checkbox. Okay, so then what happens? It will be created. The tab is a reference to the object. Still an object will be created, right? Okay, so I'm creating a custom object here. So as I assign the tab, so it will ask for the tab styles. Okay, so it is mandatory but not specific. Pick something related. Okay, so as it is in a payment object, we try to pick something related. Okay, the credit card. Okay, I'm taking. So this tab style. Okay, so on the records you'll get these icons. So this is to differentiate the records. So we need to assign to the profiles. So here we need to assign to the profiles, and finally we need to make it available for the custom applications. Okay, so what is the custom? We no need to make it available for all the applications, right? Okay, as we have created the daily sales application, just I'm making it available for the daily sales application here. So this is to differentiate the records. So right, okay, successfully I've created this object. Okay, so the payment object. This is a custom object I have created. So once you create an object, what happens? So here, four standard fields will be created, and the default layout will be there. Okay, so what is this layout means? Okay, aligning the fields. Okay, aligning on the UI. Okay, so that is in a layout. Okay, a default layout, and four standard fields will be created. Okay, so why these four standard fields means? Okay, so the created by last modifier. Okay, so this is to track. Okay, who did what and when. Okay, so that should be tracked, right? Okay, so that's so that we get the tracking thing. Okay, we can get with this four standard fields. Okay, who created who last modified this. Okay, so that we can track by the standard fields here. Right. Okay, so now let me go to this object. So here I'm clicking on the new. Okay, so see. Okay, so this is the so let me save the record. Okay, no, there is no custom field. Okay, just a standard fields are there. Okay, just let me save. So see the transaction 00, this got auto created because we have selected it as an auto number. Okay, and these are the standard fields. Okay, so who created, who last modified this. Okay, so now let me create. Okay, so let me create the fields. Okay, so let me create the fields in the payment. So how to create the fields? Okay, so means we need to make a payment, right? We need to make a payment to an account. Okay, so we can make a payment with a credit card or debit card. Okay, so thus let me quickly create the fields. Okay, the credit card fields and debit card fields. Okay, so from here we can create the custom fields means. Okay, so this is an object. Okay, so from here you can create the custom fields. Go with new. So let me quickly create these fields. Okay, so when we're creating fields, okay, we get 4 steps. Okay, we'll get 4 steps. The first step is you need to select the data type. Okay, so these are all the available data types in Salesforce. Okay, so your email is in a data type. Okay, so date is in a data type. Means we get in a date picker. Okay, so with a date we get in a date picker. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, so let me create the fields. Okay, credit card number. Okay, so I'm taking it as a number. So credit card number. Okay, so these are all the available data types in Salesforce. Okay, so your email is in a data type. Okay, so date is in a data type. So I'm creating this field. Okay. So credit card number is in a field. Okay, so the maximum length of credit card number will be 19 digits set. Okay, so here it will allows only. Okay, so let me take 19 digits of the credit card number. Means if you allow the hyphen also. Okay, in between. Okay, actually it is 16 digits. If you allow the space or hyphen, that will be 19 digits. Okay, something if you know specific. Okay, so go with that specific number here. Okay. Okay, why? Because if you try to give the 20 value, the Salesforce itself will stop you. Okay. So in the second step, I'm giving the details. You can make field required, everything make here, but I'm not doing now. Okay. So in the first step, I have selected data type. In the second step, I'm giving the details. In the third step, okay. So this is maximum of 18 only. Why? Because so we have selected as number, right? Okay, so let me take the text. Okay, So later I will convert. Okay, later with validation tool, I'll make sure that okay, so only numbers should be entered. In the second step, I'm giving the details. Okay, I'm taking it as text. Okay, so creating so credit card number. Okay, the maximum length I'm going with 19. Okay, so 19 as number, right? Okay, so let me take the text. Okay, what is the maximum length for text means we can go with 255 characters. Okay, so that's it, will not stop. Whereas for integer it is 18 only. Okay, so that's it is stopped earlier. Okay. Okay, I'm taking it as text. Okay, so in the third step, we need to assign to the profiles. So finally, I need to assign to the page layout. Okay, page layout is something. Okay, part of UI. Okay, if you don't assign to the page layout, okay, still the field will be created, but that field will be a hidden field. Okay, so that's please make sure that you are making it available for the page layout. So let me quickly create the other fields. Okay, credit card number. Okay, so name on the credit card. Okay, I will take it as a text. This is the first step. I need to select the. I need to select the data type. In the second step, I need to give the details. So I'm saying name on the credit card. So let me quickly create the other fields. Okay, credit card number. Okay, so name on the credit card. Okay, I will take it as a text. So the third step, we need to assign to the. I need to select the data type. In the third step, we need to assign to the profiles. So I'm saying, and finally, I need to assign to the page layout here. Page layout here. So quickly create other fields of credit card. I'll take expired on credit card. And finally, I need to assign to the page layout here. Page layout here. So quickly create other fields of credit card. I'll take expired on credit card. And finally, I need to assign to the page layout here. All right, okay, so let me create the fields. Is you are hearing me? All right, okay, so let me create the fields.
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Yes, sir, it is audible. Yes, sir, it is audible. Okay, let me quickly create the fields, okay? Expiry date, okay? Let me go to the previous step, what I did. Expiry date, okay? Okay, so the date. Okay, so I'm about to create a date field. Okay, so expiry date on. Okay, so I'm about to create a date field. Expiry date on credit card. Okay, I'm creating expiry date on a credit card here. Expiry date on credit card. Okay, I'm creating expiry date on a credit card here. Okay, so I have assigned to the profiles. Finally, I'm assigned to the page layout. Okay, successfully I've created this field, 3 fields. Okay, so okay, let me create the other field. So what is that? Okay, CVV, right? Okay, so CVV will be the number. It's a number. The first step, I have selected the data type. In the second step, I need to give the details. The first step, I have selected the data type. In the second step, I need to give. Okay, so as I know, maximum is 3. Okay, if it's something you know specific, okay, go with the appropriate. So this is the second step. In the third step, I'm assigned to the profiles. So this is the second step. Finally, I'm assigned to the page layouts. Okay, successfully I've created all the credit card fields. Now here, if I go to the payment object, I'm clicking on the new. Okay, I can see all these details. Okay, so the credit card number, name on the credit card, expiry date. So here, the expiry date, you get as a date picker. So really, if you want to achieve this thing within a Java means, okay, so the Java technology means we need to write lot of scripting, JavaScript code here. So so this we are getting as an out of box, okay, in Salesforce within a date data type. Okay, so try to understand the advantage. Okay, so I've created credit card fields. So quickly, let me create the debit card fields. Okay, so why? Because I would like to differentiate, this object within a credit card and the debit card. Okay, so bear with me 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so let me create 4 fields. Other 4 fields related to the debit card. Okay, so let me create 4 fields. Okay, so name on the debit card. Okay, so name on the debit card. So name on the debit card I'm creating. Okay, the first step I have selected the data type that I have selected. Okay, I have selected as a text. Okay. The third step you need to assign to the profiles. So finally I need to make it available for the page layout. Accordingly, let me create. Okay, so I would like to create debit card number. Okay, so this I'm also taking it as a text. Okay, so because the maximum length of number is only 18, right? Okay, so that's I'm taking. Okay, so debit card number. Okay, debit card number. So okay, even though as of now I'm taking it as a text, later I'll write some validation tool not to enter the text. Okay, not to enter the text. So I need to assign to the profiles. Finally, I need to assign to the page layout. So here I'm not writing any code. Okay, just with click only I'm creating the application. So here I'm not writing any code. Okay, just right. Okay, so what we left. Okay, so date. Okay, expiry date. Expiry date on debit card. Okay, expiry date. Expiry date on debit card instead of credit card. Okay. Expiry date on debit card.
ఈ రోజు లేదు కదా మనకి, ఈ రోజు లేదు కదా ల్యాబ్, థర్స్డే ఫ్రైడేనో ఉంటది కదా, ఆ రోజు వేద్దాంలే నీ దాని నుంచి.
No, could you please, participant, could you please mute from your side?
ఆ రోజు వేద్దాంలే నీ దాని నుంచి.
Right. Okay, so successfully, I have created these fields. Okay, I left with security code. Okay, quickly, let me do that quickly. So it is an integer one. Okay, so that's I'm going with a number. Let me do that quickly. So it is an integer one. Okay, so that's I'm going with a number. Security code. Okay, so now the security code will be maximum of 4 digits. Okay, security code. Okay, so now the security code will be maximum of 4 digits. Okay, I'm assigned to the profiles. So finally, I'm assigned to the page layout. So here now, if I go to the payment object, if I go with new, I can see all the fields, okay, so the credit card fields and the debit card fields. But in the real time, we can make the payment only whether with a credit card or a debit card, right? Okay, so we need to have an option once on clicking on the payment. So we need to get an option whether we need to make a payment with a credit card or a debit card. On selecting of the credit card, I need to see the credit card fields. On selecting of the debit card, I need to see the debit card fields. So for that, we need to work with the page notes and the record types. So let me complete this. So let me go to the object. Okay, one sec. So I'll go to the object here. Okay, so it's an object, right? Okay, so now what I do means, okay, so just I'll create another page load. So okay, I'll create a name page load for the credit card and I'll create a page load for the debit card. Okay. So later I'll create something called as a record types. Okay, with the record types, I'll make it, so I'll make this page load available for credit card and the debit card. Very simple. Okay, so first let me create a separate page load called as a credit card field. Credit card page layout called as a credit card field. Credit card page layout. Okay, so I'm creating a credit card page layout. So here this is called as a page layout editor. So just so dragging and dropping only. Okay, so first make this one. This is called as a page layout editor. So make this detail, so this detail page available. Okay, so that we can easily drag and drop. Okay. Okay, so first we need to create a session. Okay, section. Without section, we cannot drop the fields. Okay, so that's please make sure that we need to create the section. Okay, so here I'm creating a session called as credit card details. Okay, so here I'm creating a session called as. Okay, so I would like to have this, available in both the page, so detail page and edit page. Means what is this detail and edit means? Available in before saving. Okay, that page is called as an edit page. After saving the page, so that page is called as a detail page. Okay, I would like to have this session available. Okay, in both the pages and two columns in two column wise and in this pattern. Right. Okay, I have created the session. Okay, so section. I need to drop the fields. Okay, just I drop only the fields. Okay, related to the credit card. Okay, credit card number, name on the credit card. Okay, CVV and expiry date on credit card. Okay, only these fields. Okay, only these fields I'm making available and I'm saving. Okay, so successfully I've created credit card page layout. Okay, accordingly let me create the debit card page layout. So successfully I've created credit card page layout. Okay, so debit card page layout. Okay, so we need to make this available so that we can easily drag. This is called as an editor. Okay, so I'll create a section here. So this time I'm naming it as a name. So debit card details. Okay. Okay, debit card details. So here I will drop. Okay, I'll drop the fields which are related to the debit. So I will drop debit card number, name on the debit card. Okay, security code, and expiry date on debit card. Right. Successfully I have created these two page layouts. Okay, credit card page layout and the debit card page layout. Okay, so now what I do with the record types. Okay, so we have something called as a record types. With the record types, okay, I create a record types. Okay, so I'll create a record type called as credit card. No need to go with technical word here. Why? Because this is part of UI. Okay, so the record type is something. Okay, on clicking on the object, we get as an option. Okay, so that should not be technical. Why? Because so that should be understandable by the customers, right? Okay, so just don't go with the technical words. We'll go with something general one. Okay. Okay, so first we need to assign to the profiles. Okay, here only two steps. Okay, so we need to assign to the profiles. Okay, so just I'm making it available for system administrator only. Okay, so I'm making it available only for the system administrator profiles. This is the first step. In the second step, just I need to select the layout. Okay, so I've created credit card page layout. Okay, so just I'm assigning this credit card page layout. For which record type? For the credit card record type. So accordingly, I'll create another record type. So say credit card record type got created. I'll create another record type, debit card. Okay. So the default on the very first time. Okay, second time we need to make it active. So please make sure this should be active. And again, I'll make it available only for the system administrator files. Okay, this is the first step. And in the second step, just I'll assign to the page layout. Okay, so what is the page layout I need to assign for the debit card? I'll assign debit card page layouts. So done. So now if I go to the object, and in the second step, just I'll assign to the. So here I'm clicking on, I can see the credit card and debit card. If I select the credit card, I can see only the card number, CVV number, name on the credit card, expiration date. Okay. Now if I select the debit card, I can see only the debit card fields. Okay. So what we achieved with this, initially what we did, we have created this payment object, custom object. In that we have created the custom fields, and with the page layout and the record types, what we are doing, we are differentiating, we are differentiating an object. Okay, so what is this page layout and the record type means? For an object, we can have different pick list values. For an object, we can have different pick list values with the different fields. Okay, how we achieve this? Different page layouts. So really, if you want to achieve this, okay, thing with an other language means definitely it takes okay, so but here we are doing with so drag and drop and with the clicking thing. Okay, for an object we can have different pick list values. So I think so I discussed what we can discuss with an admin part. So any queries, any questions, you need any clarifications? You can register, so I think you get this thing on the practice only. So as I'm discussing here, okay, create something you register and discuss here. Okay, so from developer.salesforce.com, sign up. From here you register for non-licensed one. So then on practice you will be clear. So tomorrow, so we'll discuss about the customization. Means we'll discuss, how to create, the same example like I said, so suppose client is okay with all this, okay, but he need to have his own header. Okay, so own header. Okay, how to deal with a customization. So that we will discuss tomorrow. As of now, any queries, any questions, so please let me know. Okay. So
participants can ask questions if you have any.
You are free to ask any question. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, could you please? Right. I done from my side. If you have any questions, I will ready to take those questions.
Participants, you can ask the resource person if you have any questions. Thank you. If you have any. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Timareddy, Associate Professor of CSC Department of GPREC. I am very happy to give closing remarks on second day session of our 1-week FDP program on cloud computing and its applications, organized by the Department of CSC Engineering College.
இந்த பேப்பர் போடுறது நேரம் வரல. இது ஒர்க் பண்ணா எடுத்தோம்னா ஒரு 3 நாள்ல முடிச்சிடலாம்.
Participants, please mute.
விஷயம் நான் வந்து இந்த டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் சொல்றேன்.